From Paulsboro High School, Comcast Sports presents High School Wrestling, the battle for number one. This afternoon, it's the number 2 State Liners of Phillipsburg and the number 1 ranked Red Raiders of Paulsboro. Good afternoon, everyone. John Mondelli with John Bojing and Boj. Another loud evening of high school wrestling, or afternoon of high school wrestling.
Outstanding afternoon of high school wrestling live from here in Gloucester County. And believe me, we're going to see one treat today. Number 1 versus number 2, North versus South, Group 4 versus Group 1. It ought to be a treat.
Talked to a lot of people from Phillipsburg this morning. A lot of people said that last year was a fluke.
Well, I think last year, Paulsboro caught its share of breaks. They kept the close matches that they had to win by decision. They kept them close where they only lost for a minimal amount of points. They got a very fortunate pin from Preston Hamilton last year, and they did what they had to do in the upper weights, much like it could be today.
2 keys today. First, the key for Phillipsburg, they have to win early. The key for Paulsboro, stay off their backs.
And Phillipsburg is very capable of winning their first 4 matches out of the gate. One of the key early bouts will be Mecca against O'Hara at 112. Last year, Mecca beat O'Hara 4-0. O'Hara's a year older. He's had a great year so far, but Mecca has too, and he's the senior, a sophomore against a senior. 119 is going to be a pivotal bout. And then you start hitting the middleweights, 30, 35, and 40, and Paulsboro either has to start closing the gap at that point, or what they have up top is not going to make much difference.
Let's talk about tradition. You talk about wrestling tradition in New Jersey. This is it.
Well, absolutely. Phillipsburg, one of the granddaddies of the North Jersey programs, 644 wins, 202 losses, and 7 ties in their history. Pretty good. Paulsboro, since 1940 and 58 years of the program, 773 wins, 54 losses, and 12 ties. That's kind of unimaginable. They have 51 in a row. They just won their Colonial Conference Championship the other night with their 243rd consecutive conference win.
Okay, I think a lot of people are deceived sometimes when they look at the paper and they see the records of some of the Phillipsburg wrestlers. You know, we talk about the schedule Sterling wrestles, but if you talk about a schedule, look at the schedule Phillipsburg wrestles.
Well, Phillipsburg has 3 losses out of 17 matches this year. They're all out of state. They've lost to Northampton. They've lost to Easton. They lost to Nazareth. They're outstanding, and they wrestle a very tough schedule. They had a very tough match against Hunterdon Central. At that time, Hunterdon Central was number 2 in the state. Phillipsburg is number 3. Phillipsburg won that night. Caught a little bit of break with an injury, but they won. They wrestled Absegami, came right down the last bout. They find ways to win.
Yeah, of course, 2 of those teams Phillipsburg lost to are ranked in the top 15 in the country. The other team is under consideration. However, Phillipsburg had only lost 1 time since 1994 in the state of New Jersey to Brick Memorial. Paulsboro ended that last year.
Right, and I'm sure that still sits uneasy with Phillipsburg fans. Mike Rossetti was the coach last year. He's no longer the coach. Greg Troxel, an assistant for 5 years, former 2-time state champion for Phillipsburg. He's the coach. I talked with him a week ago, and he very much feels they can win the meet. He very much feels he knows the pulse of the community. The community expects them to win. They're here to win. Okay,
Paulsboro, what do we talk about? You know, we talked about Phillipsburg having to win the lighter weights. What about Paulsboro?
Well, Paulsboro has to hold it close down the bottom. Like I say, 112 is going to be a pivotal bout. Then when you get up to 130, 135, 140, right in the middle, they're going to be bouts that could go either way. When you hit the upper weights, I think Paulsboro has a decided advantage, especially in the last 3 weight classes, maybe the last 4 weight classes.
Okay, we're going to send it to Pete Pandolfo for the starting lineups. A lot of wrestling coming up.
At this time, I'd like to introduce the participants. Wrestling at 103 pounds for Phillipsburg, a sophomore, Trevor Gutty. For Paulsboro, a freshman, Sergio Johnson. 112 pounds for Phillipsburg, a senior, Chris Mecca. For Paulsboro, a sophomore, Ryan O'Hara. 119 pounds for Phillipsburg, a senior, Justin Tate. For Paulsboro, a senior, Chris Costenbader. 125 pounds for Phillipsburg, a freshman, Justin Koehler. For Paulsboro, a junior, Trainor. 130 pounds for Phillipsburg, a freshman, Mike Bennett. For Paulsboro, freshman, Phillipsburg. 135 pounds for Phillipsburg, a senior, Frank Stillo. For Paulsboro, a junior, Croce. 140 pounds for Phillipsburg, a senior, James Allen, a senior, Seth Roncoroni. For Paulsboro, a freshman, Garren. 145 pounds for Phillipsburg, a freshman, Dave Post, a junior, JT Nardone. For Paulsboro, a junior, Tom Georgiani. 152 pounds for Phillipsburg, a junior, Stu Sickles. For Paulsboro, a senior, DJ Kama. 160 pounds for Phillipsburg, a junior, Dale Rissmiller. For Paulsboro, a freshman, Redmond. 171 pounds for Phillipsburg, a junior, Kapensky. For Paulsboro, a sophomore, James Funk. 189 pounds for Phillipsburg, a senior, Rob Santini, and a sophomore, Ian Roncoroni. For Paulsboro, sophomore, Mendenhal. 215 pounds for Phillipsburg, a senior, Chauncey Levisay. For Paulsboro, a senior, Bennett. 275 pounds for Phillipsburg, a junior, Mike Peterson. For Paulsboro, sophomore, John Koehler.
High school, the battle for number 1 coming up next. Back at Paulsboro High School, Phillipsburg and Paulsboro, the battle for number 1. We're going to go out to the center of the mat for the coin toss and vote. How important is the coin toss in this match?
I honestly think that Paulsboro probably wants to get the even bouts. Let's see what happens here with referee Al Maloney.
That's correct. Use your tails. Ready?
Paulsboro sending its 3 seniors out.
Head's choice. Odd bout, shake hands, guys.
Well, Phillipsburg took odds, and you said Paulsboro wanted evens.
Phillipsburg has odd bouts.
So we'll see what happens. Al Maloney, the official for tonight's match, or this afternoon's. I got to get used to saying that, and we'll see what happens at 103. Paulsboro looks like they're going to... I can't tell right now. It looks like they're going to forfeit. They're going to forfeit.
Not completely unexpected. Paulsboro's entry was Sergio Johnson, a freshman with very little experience, and Trevor Duddy, a sophomore, had 9-7 record this year. So there's no surprise there. Phillipsburg has the lead as expected. Al Maloney, I mentioned, is the referee, 3-time regional champion for Edgewood High School, a veteran of over 25 years as a referee.
Okay. Chris Mecca for Phillipsburg, 18-5. Ryan O'Hara for Paulsboro, 20-3. O'Hara is a sophomore, Mecca's a senior. Last year, these two wrestled at 103. Mecca won this match 4-0, Voj.
Yes, and that was a key match last year for Phillipsburg to give them the early lead. Then they won in the next weight class in overtime when the veteran Hunkler lost. But this is another year. I think O'Hara's been wrestling with a lot of confidence lately. He has to stay completely in charge out there. He steps over. What a takedown move.
23 seconds in, Ryan O'Hara with the 2, but he's got to watch. He's got to be careful. We got potentially dangerous.
Like easy.
You mentioned Ryan O'Hara, 20 wins and 3 losses this year, 44-10 in his 2 years as a starter for the Red Raiders, 103 last year. Third in the Caldwell tournament, he lost to Phil DeBetta of Somerville by fall. Then he went down to Deep Creek in Virginia, and he lost twice, 8-3 to Chris Taylor of Great Bridge, 2-1 to Tiante Gray of Denby, Virginia. Second in the district, 4th in the regions last year.
And ever since he's come back to New Jersey, he's just wrestled great.
Yes, he has. Chris Mecca, as you mentioned, a senior, a district champion, 18-5 this year. He lost in the Friday night round of the regionals a year ago. He is an excellent wrestler.
Let's go!
Maloney telling him to wrestle, so we got to watch today. I think Maloney's the kind of guy to make the guys wrestle.
Both ways, too.
O'Hara's got to watch. 50 seconds left.
O'Hara got a leg right in. Stalemate situation.
I'd like to mention, by the way, folks, this is the first time that Comcast has done a live event since the 1980-81 high school basketball season when they did a basketball doubleheader. So the first time we're doing a live wrestling match.
And a live one it should be, too, from beginning to end. Don't blink. There are going to be some great matchups.
Ryan O'Hara with the early takedown. He leads 2-0 on the scoreboard. Paulsboro forfeit 103. Phillipsburg leads 6-0. Once again, Maloney yelling at the wrestlers to wrestle.
Well, see, the bottom man is holding the top man's wrist, so the bottom man has to keep moving as well. He can be called for stalling as well as the top man can. I think in a situation like this...
Oh, stalling on Paulsboro.
In a situation like this, you like to see the official be as invisible as possible, let the wrestlers wrestle, but he wants that top man to make some kind of a move to go toward a pinning combination.
We just saw Paulsboro's head coach Paul Marina looking for his 297th career win.
And in one period, 2-0 in favor of Ryan O'Hara of Paulsboro.
Choose defer. Choice. Neutral.
Interesting. Phillipsburg's choice, he takes a neutral position after O'Hara had gotten the takedown in the first period. You mentioned Paul Marina is the coach of Paulsboro, 296 wins, 7 losses, and 4 ties, and now his 15th year. The team this year, we mentioned 16-0, have won 51 in a row. First in the Caldwell tournament, second in Chesapeake, Virginia.
Nice ball, nice move by O'Hara. Mecca on his back, he's got back points. Back points. He's working for the pin. Big move by O'Hara. 4-0, at least 7-0 after the back points. But he wants more.
Oh, brother.
Plenty of time. 1:19 left in the second period.
Oh, brother.
Mecca with an excellent job working off his back. 7-0 O'Hara.
Good fight by Mecca to come out of that. That could have been devastating for Phillipsburg. Mecca showed his character as a senior. O'Hara also showing that there's a year difference, and this is not the same kid that lost 4-0 last year.
He's going to try again.
Oh, my!
More back points. At a time we talked about the bonus points. Bonus points are more critical for Phillipsburg coming this match, and right now it looks like Paulsboro could get them.
Oh,
3
brother.
more. It's a 10-0 lead. 38 seconds left in the second.
Big early match for Paulsboro. O'Hara wrestling with so much savvy. What a difference a year makes.
We're going to stalemate. 25 seconds left. You talked about it, Bodes. Mecca took the top. I thought he could take O'Hara down instead of taking the bottom. Or actually took the neutral.
Right. I kind of
looking for an early takedown in the second period to tie the match. And there we see Paul Marina, Dean Duca, Nicky Marina.
That's a caution on Phillipsburg.
Let's go.
Of course, Paul Marina being assisted by, as you mentioned, Dean Duca, Nicky Marina, also Steve Anicheski, Tony Chilla, Tyrone Hamilton, John Giovanetti, and there's a slew of alumni over there, including
John
Paul
Marina, who's DJ's brother, who used to wrestle at West Deptford. He's over there helping out. He's been there the last 2 years.
See Matt Suter there, the returning.
Oh, more back points.
More back points.
You'll only get 2 points. 12-0 lead, and Phillipsburg can sense a tech ball, if not a pin here at the way that O'Hara's wrestling, but he's got to wrestle smart because Mecca's been in some tough matches. If you wrestle at Phillipsburg and you're a senior, you've been into some tough matches, so you can't afford to make a mistake because you can get hit quick.
Kind of surprised that he took down a little bit. He dominated on his feet. He's going to move off the bottom. He can't let himself get turned over. He doesn't want to lose that.
And there's O'Hara.
Oh, my!
Look out!
Oh, brother!
He's got a tech ball at the most. He's going to go for the pin. Plenty of time. Paulsboro at least win this match. He's going to I think the Phillipsburg people were shocked, Vogue.
Well, last year was a 4-0 win for Mecca. O'Hara dominated. What a great performance.
We'll see what comes out at 119. Justin Tate, a senior, he's 14-9. Chris Costenbader for Paulsboro, a senior, 16-7. Tate last year beat Matt Hunkler in overtime, 2-1. Costenbader lost to James Allen, who now wrestles at 140.
Another key bout for Paulsboro down low, and a big bout for Phillipsburg. Phillipsburg has to make hay down the bottom of the lineup. Chris Costenbader, 16-7 this year, 41
Market, use it.
and
Let's
16 in his 2 years as a varsity wrestler. Third in the Caldwell tournament this year. He lost to Clinton Hicks of Eastern 9-3. Down in Deep Creek, he was third. He lost to Marcus Cherry of Rock Hill, 14-5. Among the South Jersey wrestlers he's lost to are Tom Becker of Absegami, John Sauer of Sterling, Billy Gibbs of Clearview, Jared Emmer of Oakcrest, and Jimmy Rollins of West Deptford. A district runner-up last year.
A nice takedown by Tate. He leads 2-0. And this is a bigger match for Phillipsburg than Paulsboro.
Without a doubt, this is a match that Phillipsburg has to win. They have to win 3 of the first 4, in my opinion, down the bottom, especially now that Mecca has gotten Tech Fall.
And of course, Costenbader wants a win, but he just wants to stay off his back, keep the score close.
Well, he wants to win without a doubt, and this is a big match for him. Of the 3 seniors in Paulsboro's lineup, Costenbader, Kama, and Troy Bennett, probably the one maybe with the biggest heart is Costenbader, but also with not as much technique, wrestling skill as the other 2.
45 seconds. Costenbader to his feet, gets out, 2-1.
He has a lot of heart. He's in great shape. He's got to take Tate 6 minutes.
And this gym was sold out 3 hours before this place was filled. I know the Sons of Italy's happy.
Oh, they have it on live TV. The Starting Gate has it on live TV. Del Rio's on live TV. So every community tavern around in the town and in the surrounding area, I'm sure, has it on to see this battle between the North and the South. And of course, you mentioned that the standing room only house here. They are standing at both ends. The stands are packed. And of course, well wishes to Fred Dentino of Paulsboro. This is the first match he's missed in 15 years. He's ill, and he can't be here tonight.
I'd also like to mention John Giovanetti's niece, Elena Giovanetti, just had surgery, and John wanted to wish her well. He came over before the match and made sure we mentioned that. So, best wishes to Elena.
Phillipsburg deferred, excuse me, John, and Costenbader took the bottom. He's going to try and get out again.
I was going to say 2 minutes down, 2-1, so we start second period. Costenbader on the bottom, Tate controlling. Costenbader, he got out, I guess, midway through the first period after a takedown. And he's got to keep active, and he does it. Now Costenbader's got to go on the attack. 2-2.
Well, again, I think the big key is taking Tate 6 minutes. Costenbader, as well as most of the Paulsboro wrestlers, are in very good shape, John. We saw that against West Deptford, when West Deptford really got hammered in some of the late minutes. In fact, those 4 West Deptford wrestlers ended up going for medical treatment, and they actually had a match with Easter, and it was scheduled for today, and they did not wrestle that match. They're too banged up. Of course, they're the Group 3 #1 seed in South Jersey, so they'd rather be healthy for that one.
Yeah, it's just a shame because I know a lot of people wanted to see Rollins and Hicks wrestle in that match. 1:07 left, second period. We're tied at 2. And Tate again in on Costenbader's legs. Costenbader will try and stretch out. We'll work it. We'll try and fight this one off.
Well, Tate got those 2 hands around that one leg, and that's
going to be
devastating.
tough. There's looking for the trip.
To stay out of that.
And a nice move by Costenbader.
And the overhook.
Now he'll stay active. He'll try and spin around, and we'll go back to the center. Maloney telling Tate he needs a shot from him.
Justin Tate, as we mentioned, a senior.
Now Costenbader in on the leg.
9 losses.
I think in this way we might get another stalemate coming up.
I think it's right there.
And we do.
22 seconds left in the second period. It's tied 2-2. You see Greg Troxel the head coach at Phillipsburg High School.
That's the Greg Troxel, who was a two-time heavyweight state champion.
Two-time heavyweight state champion. He wrestled 2 years as a varsity defensive tackle for 2 years at Penn State University. 3 years a varsity wrestler there. 5 years an assistant at Phillipsburg. He's the assistant principal at Phillipsburg Middle School.
That's pretty impressive at age 27. Nice little resume as we end 2 periods. 2-2. Phillipsburg leads. They pick up a forfeit win at 103, and then a tech fall by Ryan O'Hara at 112. That's where we stand. Tate starts the bottom. Costenbader stay active on the top.
I want to say, John, that I talked with Greg Troxel last week at the Absegami Sterling Phillipsburg Tri-Meet, and let me tell you what a gracious young man he is. 27 years old with so much savvy. He understands the Phillipsburg mystique. He went through their youth program. He was a 2-time state champion for Phillipsburg. He knows what the community wants, and they want to win. They want revenge from last year.
And we talked about in the opening, the Phillipsburg people they consider that loss a fluke. Cost them the #1 team in the state, and this is it for the #1 team in the state again. Here's a stall on Tate.
Phillipsburg warned for stalling on the bottom.
It's got to be at a certain point, though, that Costenbader lets him go, and there he goes. So now it's going to come down to a takedown. Or Costenbader stays active. He can get another stall call, but Tate's the one with the shot here with 105 left and a 3-2 lead.
It's a huge match for both teams right here. Huge match. Tate trying to spin on the arm.
We're going to go back to the center. 47 seconds left.
All right, this is where the conditioning factor comes in. 47 seconds to go. Can Costenbader get a takedown? Tate looks like he's hurting a little bit. Tate takes a shot.
Costenbader trying to spin around. No takedown now. Nice move by Tate to get that arm out there and grab the leg with 34 seconds left. Costenbader try and push his arm down and spin around. But Tate's fighting it off. Now Costenbader with the leg trying to go for the big move. He might get it.
He's going to take down.
Got the 2. 40 seconds left. 4-3 lead for Costenbader. Chris Costenbader.
Oh my!
He'll try and hold on the last 10 seconds.
This is huge.
And Tate's just laying there, and Tate's got a stall, and he's going to be another point for Paulsboro. 5-3, it's going to end. Paulsboro now up 8-6.
Oh, brother.
And Bogue, there's the first, I think, upset of the evening. Phillipsburg, I don't think they thought there was any way they were going to lose 119.
And conditioning a big factor, John. Conditioning a big factor. Costenbader never quit, kept the pressure on, got the late takedown, got the win.
We'll see what happens here at 125. Wait to see who's called out. Couple young wrestlers. Pat Trainor's a junior. He's 11-10. Justin Koehler, a freshman. But not a bad record at 10-6 as a freshman.
10-6. With the schedule they wrestle, he might as well be 13-2. He's a good wrestler. I saw him last week. Pat Trainor, kind of almost a novice, even though he has 21 bouts under his belt this year. 11-10. First year varsity starter. Much better on his feet. Again, in great condition. We mentioned head coach Greg Troxel. You're going to see a takedown possibility. Overhook is in.
Yeah, nice move by Trainor, but Koehler's bringing him back in, trying to lift him. And they fight it off, and we'll go back to the center.
And the overhook save, Trainor. Mentioned Greg Troxel, the head coach. The assistant coaches for Phillipsburg, Kevin Kane, a 1989 state champion for Phillipsburg and a graduate of Bucknell University. Mike Costas, a 1988 Phillipsburg graduate, third in the state for Phillipsburg. And Bobby Weaver, Easton, Pennsylvania, Lehigh University, 1984 Olympic gold medalist for the United States.
And Koehler with the takedown. 1 minute, 2 seconds into the match, he has a 2-0 lead, and he's got to get some bonus points for Phillipsburg. Because Phillipsburg, unlike last year where they took a quick early lead winning the first 3 weight classes, things a little different this time.
And Trainor has to battle on the bottom. This has been his Achilles heel this year. When he's gotten in trouble, He's been on the bottom and hasn't moved as quickly as he should. He's susceptible to being turned unless he moves.
And you talked about the records, Voj, how people can't look at the 10-6 record and say, you know, this kid's got 6 losses, like you talked about. Some quality opponents.
Justin Koehler has wrestled some of the best competition between New Jersey and Pennsylvania already this year. Despite being a freshman, he's like a tested veteran. He's a good one.
You know, aside from the losses, I mean, they wrestled Hunter in Central. They wrestled Kittatinny, Absegami, and Sterling. So they wrestled some tough matches, and they got the group 4 and Voorhees, who they beat Voorhees pretty bad, and Voorhees beat Sterling.
Yep, Voorhees they beat 50-9. They beat Kittatinny to start the year. They beat Hillsboro. They lost to Nazareth. Beat Franklin. They beat Walsh Jesuit from Ohio. They beat Bald Eagle, Pennsylvania. They beat Warren Hills, North Hunterdon, and Voorhees. Then they had that great match on a Saturday night against Hunterdon Central that they won 30-28. They lost to Northampton and Easton of Pennsylvania back-to-back, but have rebounded with wins over Sterling, Absegami, Delaware Valley, Bridgewater, and Watchung Hills.
And don't forget, Northampton's only ranked 3rd in the country.
Phillipsburg wrestles a quality schedule, there's no doubt about it.
Easton's 15th. Hey, Paulsboro ranked 18th in the country, and for a Group 1 school, that's pretty amazing.
Defense.
2-0 lead. Justin Koehler after 1 period.
Phillipsburg starts down, tries to do a switch. Now he gets his feet out. Trainor locked around that one leg. Koehler hooking the leg with his arm. You know, John, you talked about Group 4 and Group 1. Paulsboro, the Group 1 school. Phillipsburg, the town of Phillipsburg itself, 15,700 people compared to Paulsboro's 6,100. The surrounding area of Phillipsburg gives them around 29,000 people. Paulsboro and Gibbstown, Paulsboro sending district of 5,000.
Koehler has a Trainor in a little bit of trouble, gets 2 in the reverse and trying to get some back points. And Trainor's in a little bit of trouble, nothing yet. Trainor, nice job fighting off his back.
Near side cradle.
And we'll go back to the center once again. 4-0 lead.
Trainor fights out of it.
This is an impressive looking freshman.
Group 1 schools, by the way, the enrollment for Paulsboro, John, if people are interested to qualify in NJSA Group 1, 358 athletes. Phillipsburg, of course, in Group 4, which generally means 1,100 or more athletes. A big difference. But as Greg Troxell said last week, numbers aren't necessarily the telling factor, wrestlers are. He said in order to be good in wrestling, you have to be a wrestler.
55 seconds left. There's Paul Marina, cousin Nick to the left.
Tyrone Hamilton in the background.
There's Dean Duca. And John Giovanetti. There we go. We got a third of the coaching staff out of the way. 55 seconds left in the second period.
Trainor again has to get up to his feet, has to keep moving.
He's got to stay active, and Koehler wants to try and get some back points.
Got to keep moving. Of course,
34 seconds left.
Koehler, this is a big match for them, and they don't even seem to be very excited about Justin Koehler.
And we have another, I think next we'll see 2 more freshmen. It should be Cooper and Fania. But we'll see what happens, because with wrestling, you never know.
Paulsboro, as you mentioned earlier, a very young lineup, 3 seniors. One has already won, Chris Costenbader.
Ball shin on Phillipsburg.
DJ Camel come up at about 145 pounds. And then, of course, the hammer up top, the sledgehammer, the jackhammer, Troy Bennett, undefeated, second in the state to Damian Hahn last year.
Trainor's doing what he's just trying to stand up and move on the top, on the bottom. So
his job is to try and get out. He's trying hard. Justin Koehler, too much wrestling ability. So
we're finished 2 periods. There's Koehler, or there's Trainor. He trails 4-0 as we look now at Justin Koehler.
Trainor will be down, and again, the big key last year when Paulsboro did lose, they kept most of their losses to a 3-point decision.
Freestyle start. Come on.
Freestyle start signified.
Neutral. 1.
4-1.
Intentional escape, 4-1. Close matches last year when Paulsboro lost in most cases, and they won it on their bonus points. They only won 6 bouts out of 14 last year. People looking at this match coming in, what do you think the score will be? I've heard everything from an 8 to 10 point differential to a 20-point differential.
Let's go.
Trainor with the shot.
And it's according to who you talk to in the differential.
Oh, yeah.
Croce was very confident last week and very confident this week that his team could exact their revenge today.
Yeah, I heard some 44-24s from the Phillipsburg people this afternoon.
Well, that resident guru, John Belinsky, had a prediction of Paulsboro in the 30s and Phillipsburg in the 20s.
Come on, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
It's hard, though, with lineup juggling because you never know some moves and things like that. So Maloney's telling the wrestlers to go at it. 107, 4-1 lead.
Yeah, Trainor putting the pressure on. That's his strong point.
We're at 125 pounds. Paulsboro leads on the team scoreboard 8-6, trailing at 125. Justin Koehler 4, Pat Trainor 1, 55 seconds left. Koehler now in on the leg. Try and pick it up.
Oh, and he dropped
Move
that
around.
He got Trainor to put the pressure on coming toward him, and then he dropped down to grab the single leg. Trainor with the overhook in there trying to fight off the takedown attempt. This is about, John, where I think Phillipsburg really had to get 4 or more points.
And I was just going to say, every time I've seen Trainor wrestle, he keeps the score close. And he's fighting it off now with 20 seconds left.
He's focused. That's the big key today. Talked to Paul Marina before the match. You can't teach him anything today. If you haven't taught it to them by now, they're not going to learn it in the last 5 minutes before they wrestle. Pride, conditioning, heart, focus. Those are the buzzwords today for Paulsboro.
I guess there was no Newt Rockney speech then?
There didn't have to be.
4 seconds, 3, 2. Justin Koehler will pick up a 4-1 win for Phillipsburg. That makes it 9-8. Phillipsburg leads on the scoreboard. We'll take a break, come right back.
Proper care and maintenance of our bodies can ensure a long and active lifestyle. Pandolfo Chiropractic and Rehab offers a complete spine and skeletal evaluation to keep you going strong. Dr. Mark Pandolfo uses a variety of techniques to alleviate aches and pains, which often result from accidents, overexertion, and job stress. If aches and pains slow you down, stop. Call Pandolfo Chiropractic and Rehab now at 251-0477. Pandolfo Chiropractic and Rehab, Crown Point Road, West Deptford.
For everything, there is an appointed season, and a time for everything under heaven. A time for sharing, a time for caring, a time for remembering, and a time for parting. When that time arrives, let Alan C. McBride and Beth McBride Foley of the McBride Foley Funeral Home help you in your time of need. Offering a wide variety of funeral services from cremation to traditional, the McBride Foley Funeral Home has been helping families with the loss of a loved one with over 50 years of combined service. The McBride Foley Funeral Home, 228 West Broad Street, Paulsboro.
We're back at Paulsboro High School. Phillipsburg leads 9-8 at 130 pounds. Karis Cooper, a freshman, against Mike Fania, Phillipsburg, a freshman. Fania is 14-8. Cooper 16-4 in votes. Fania had been suffering from a bad back, nursing a back injury, just coming back.
And as you mentioned, Fania with a 14-8 record. Again, losses are deceiving because of the caliber of schedule that Phillipsburg wrestles. So he's a very good wrestler too. I saw him wrestle last week. Karis Cooper, 16-4. Can mention that he was first in the Caldwell tournament back in December, third at Deep Creek. His loss was to John Cresswell of Great Bridge, 3-1. That was the team champion in Virginia.
No points. Cooper running out of room. 1:12 left.
Cooper also lost to Brad Alcorn of Sterling 5-2. Got beat by that outstanding freshman from Delsey, Don Fish, in a second period fall. And he lost to Joe Ritchie of Oakcrest 10-9 in overtime. So Cooper has had a fine year so far. And John, I mentioned before, and I'll say it again, Cooper's quickness is unbelievable. And when he finishes his moves, he's hard to stop.
Well, he's just a freshman. Here's the quickness you're talking about. He'll get the 2. He should get the 2. He didn't get the 2 yet. We'll try and keep his man in motion, get the takedown. Now he has a 2-0 lead with 36 I'll get it out, seconds left in period number 1.
And of course, again, you saw the speed there. Now, if there's an Achilles heel for Cooper, he's not a great rider at times. If he gets in trouble, you're liable to see him cut the man loose and then go for the attack on his feet again.
Looks like a very physical wrestler also. And tries to pick Fania up and turn him right to his back, but they run out of room.
Ran out of just a little bit of mat space. He was starting to get that half in there.
It looked like
Fat Fania in trouble.
Looked like we had 50 more officials over on that side disputing that call. Good call by Maloney.
Well, I'm sure we have a house full of officials today. Cooper's got to be careful with that. That was very, very close. You take him up, you got to put him back safely. But he's being very aggressive right now.
Watch bringing him down. Bring him down easy, okay? Watch it. That was close, that one.
Yeah, you hear the official, Al Maloney, telling Cooper, be careful how you bring him down. That was close. We saw it happen to Kama a couple of weeks ago when Mike Barikian of Sterling had a surmountable lead late in the match. He lifted Kama off the mat, brought him down the wrong way, illegally. Kama suffered a slight concussion and a spinal strain and missed 4 matches.
Okay, that'll end the first period. 2-0 Cooper. Paulsboro takes bottom.
Again, Cooper has to explode here. He can't think what he's got to do. Now it becomes instinctive at this part of the season. And he can't move before the whistle.
Concentrate.
Tries a quick stand up.
Wrist control he's fighting for.
Did he get out in time? No.
What 2 marvelous programs, John. Greg Troxel, I asked him if this would continue after this year because it was a 2-year agreement.
There's the escape. That's the quickness of Cooper.
And Fania kind of looked at the official like, wait a minute, I wasn't even set when you blew the whistle. But when you put your hand around the body, you better be ready to go. A lot of officials don't waste any time. Fania in on a single.
Nice move by Fania. No
Down
points yet, but did he get it? He got the 2. 3-2. Big takedown to put him right back in this match.
And there again was lack of concentration by Cooper. He let down just a little bit.
Some of the Phillipsburg crowd.
Come on, Cooper, show what you got.
Telling Karras, you better get it back to the center. Let's go, wrestle. Cooper tying his shoe, but...
Well, the official will make the decision on whether that's intentional. Did he untie it to tie it, or was it actually loose? And if it's actually loose, he'll give him the benefit of the doubt the first time. Happens again, you'll see the official tie the shoelace.
Work up, work up, work up.
Maloney telling Fania to work up, just don't hold on to the leg. If you're going to hold on, just let him go. It looks like he's going to let him go here.
Yeah, he's signifying he wants a freestyle start.
Freestyle
which means
start.
Look at me. That takedown that he got gave him confidence that he can take Cooper down again. So there's the intentional escape. It's 4-2. A Fania takedown would tie it up.
Cooper again trying to go after the leg. Fania fighting it off. Cooper's just quick. Gets the leg again. Now try and get his man in motion. Got to bring him back in. It's going the wrong way. 56 seconds left. 4-2. Karras Cooper.
Greg Troxel very animated on the sideline, jumping up and encouraging his wrestler to keep at it. He fought that takedown attempt off. Now he's shooting. Got that leg hook.
And they'll go out. Cooper looks a little tired, Voj.
Well, mentally, this is very trying as you see Greg Troxel looking on, the Phillipsburg head coach. And there you see the official tying the shoelace of the wrestler. He's going to tie it. It won't come untied again. But this is mentally exhausting for a youngster, even though Fania is also a freshman. This may be one of Cooper's toughest matches of the year.
Cooper's got to stay as aggressive as he was early on. Paulsboro trails 9-8 on the team scoreboard. They're up 4-2. Cooper's up 4-2 with 29 seconds left in the second period. There's a nice move by Cooper. Nice move by Fania to fight it off. I thought Fania was a little sloppy going in. Cooper countered, but couldn't finish off the move. Now Fania on the leg. He might get a tie match here. Nothing yet. He'll try and bring Cooper back.
Cooper's got to get that overhook.
Nothing.
Very, very, very close.
6-2. I mean 4-2. 6 seconds left. This is sort of the same type of match I think Cooper wrestled Wednesday night.
Neutral?
He was in control most of the first 2 periods and then lost control the last period.
Or neutral? Neutral.
All right, Phillipsburg. Fania takes a neutral position.
Let's go.
And it just looks like Cooper's tired. And it looks like Fania's in better condition, but we'll see.
Well, there's that speed again. Cooper has to keep taking his shots because if he doesn't, he's going to get a stalling warning. This is the mental focus.
Now Fania's got to fix his headgear. Just a reminder, if you want to tell your friends, this match is also on again tonight, meaning Saturday night at 6 p.m. If you're watching it live, obviously. And Tuesday and Wednesday, 8 p.m.
Get those VCRs ready, a VCR alert.
Fania in on the leg again. Cooper trying to fight it off.
Cooper right here, if he comes back at him, could get a takedown.
There's a stall on Cooper. Big warning, Fania in on the leg.
Fania's going to get the takedown. Hasn't got him down yet.
Nothing.
He's got to take him to the mat. He's got to have full control on the mat.
Fania has dominated the last minute and a half of this match. Still trails 4-2. Cooper's got to watch, already with a stall called against him. A warning, and there's a point green. It's 4-3. A takedown will put Phillipsburg in the lead. 1-10.
This is where Cooper has to gather his wits about him. Got to gather his wits. He has to stay mentally focused. He has to take some shots.
He's pulling on his uniform.
Technical violation.
1 point red. Fania was pulling on the uniform. Paul Marina caught that thing right away. We could see it in our monitor.
A big penalty point.
Real big point.
You want to put it back in?
Here's Greg Troxel. He was just only asking.
Grab the uniform.
There we go, just getting an explanation.
5-3. Fania can tie it with a takedown. 1 minute to go. Cooper cannot afford to be defensive. Oh my! Oh brother!
Nothing yet.
Oh my, so close.
He had to spin around, but I think he tried to get the 5 right away.
Tried to rush it. Should have taken the 2. What a lot of savvy by Fania.
40 seconds left. Once again, Cooper just trying to be physical. And there we go again. He has Fania in trouble. No points yet.
Nothing yet.
Not grabbing onto the leg. They're still neutral. Watch out. Fania grabbing on the Cooper now. And he gets a takedown with 24 seconds left. We're tied at 5. Now, Maloney's on Fania. Work up. Don't hold on to the legs. Cooper's got to get out in the last 16 seconds.
And Phillipsburg got a stalling warning because he took him down, got on the legs, and never moved up.
You gotta come up there. You got bloody nose.
We might have blood time. Do we? Bloody nose, blood time. Big takedown by Fania, and it looks like Cooper was going to have the
Guy has
takedown.
bloody nose.
Talk about the savvy of Fania, Voge.
Well, this is key. 16 seconds to go. Conditioning, heart, character, all at stake both ways.
And I think this blood timeout favors Cooper, because he
Right.
looked winded.
I think it's mental exhaustion. I don't think it's so much physical exhaustion as it is mental exhaustion.
I mean, Fania, you know, obviously wants to try and ride him out, but with the stall, he can't. Cooper, rely on his quickness, try and get the escape, and give Paulsboro the victory. And he's trying to fight it off once again. And walk out. Fania's got to watch out, grabbing low.
10 seconds. Greg Croce telling his wrestler, keep him down on the mat.
Caution, Paulsboro caution.
First one. Can't beat the whistle.
Caution, Paulsboro again.
Stay still. You get on quicker. Get in there. Let's go.
9 seconds. Cooper just needs to get out. Fania doing a great job, and we're going to have overtime, Voge. And they'll have to send him right back out to the center. Who does overtime favor at this point?
I think it favors Fania at this point. Seems to me he's more mentally focused.
Let's listen in.
For stalling, so you got to wrestle.
One stall and it's over. Fania, being the aggressor,
He's got to use his speed.
trying to
He's
spin
gotta
around.
spin behind.
Fania doing a
Fania
great
got the
job on
leg.
the leg. Fania's got Cooper's leg. Good position. They can bring him down. He's going to get it. Did he get it? No. Oh, great move by Cooper.
Great roll through. Now Cooper's got to use his speed.
1:40 left. Overtime. Here's Fania's going to get the takedown. It's over. Overtime. 7-5. Mike Fania overcovers Cooper. They get one back.
Big move by Fania.
12-8 now in favor of Phillipsburg. Let's see what happens here at 30 or at 35.
Mental concentration played a huge role in that match. Fania had his plan of attack, knew exactly what he wanted to do, and he executed. That's the inexperience of the freshman Cooper, although Fania a freshman as well.
The senior Frank Stillo, 16-4. Greg Croce, a junior. Croce beat Stillo last year, 7-3.
A rematch. Frank Stillo, 11-4. District champion.
Oh, Croce, quick takedown. No takedown.
Fourth in the region a year ago for Stillo.
Watch it! Watch it!
Nothing yet. Stillo just pressing down on Croce's head. And his headgear.
Stalemate the call. Croce 19-1 this year. Won the Deep Caldwell tournament. Lost in the finals of the Deep Creek tournament to John Cerrites of Great Bridge, 8-5. Second in the district, second in the region, seventh in the state last year. 4 of his losses a year ago to that Billy Gibbs of Clearview, who's still undefeated this year and was third in the state last year.
Well, Croce is trying to get his favorite move, his patented move in. Croce with 70 wins in his career, on pace for 100.
71 actually walking into this match.
That's why you're here, Voge. 1 minute left.
Outstanding ability by Greg Croce. You've seen it ever since he was a youngster, John.
Very impressive on Wednesday night. Had a 9-1 lead after the first period before his opponent had to quit because of an injury.
Injury default.
Stillo trying to grab on the Croce. No points yet. Croce trying to just turn him over.
Oh my!
Oh, Croce! Oh, he did it! This guy was back. He's going to get 5 at least. 33 seconds, and he'll get 5. And he's trying to get him back in.
Got to keep him in. Got a half. He's going to lose him out.
5-point move. We talked about Greg Croce lulling his opponent to sleep. I mean, just all of a sudden, bang.
Almost looks like the Sandman out there, John.
Listen to me. You listening to me?
I used to call him the human rain
Get out of
delay.
hand at all. Not even a slice. Shake hands.
That sleepy-eyed
Let's go.
look that Croce gives you sometimes is very deceiving.
Croce easily picks him up easy, brings him back down.
Work up. Work up.
Stillo's not going to roll over out there.
Easy.
Stillo and Croce both weighing in at 136.
Croce has the choice. He takes the bottom.
12-8 Phillipsburg. Croce active on the bottom, trying to get 2 in the reverse, but got to try and stay out of trouble. There's Croce. Nice move. He'll get 2. 7-0 lead. Greg Croce, 150. Left here in period number 2. Croce just wrestling with a lot of confidence also.
Oh, he's a very good wrestler, John.
Neutral.
Gives the escape.
Let Stillo go. Got to watch out.
Croce is focused, John. The aloofness that Croce shows sometimes belies the ability he has.
126 left. I'd like to thank Don and Burt's once again supplying us with our pre-game milkshakes.
Very tasty.
Put that plug out of the way. 117 to wrestle.
Now this is a match that Paulsboro definitely thought they could win, and I think this is a match they were hoping they could get a bonus point out of, which is not going to be easy when you're talking about Frank Stillo, 11-4, and a 4th place finisher in the regions last year. He has excellent ability, as most of these Phillipsburg wrestlers do.
Well, Croce got to watch out, but I think every time Stillo puts this in, Croce just kind of takes control, and we'll see. Waits for his move and just gets it, holds on the leg. He's got to bring this guy back in, keep him in motion, try and trip him. Great balance by Croce.
And great balance by Stillo to stay out of a takedown. Croce had that trip. A lesser wrestler would have gone right on his back. Stillo battled him. Stalemate.
We have an injury timeout.
Injury time.
While we have this injury time, I'd like to thank McBride
Let me
Funeral
know
Home
every
and
15,
Pandolfo
30
Chiropractic,
seconds,
our sponsors for tonight's match.
You see, the official will stay right with the injured wrestler. No coaching can go on during an injury timeout with the injured wrestler. Croce has had problems with his knee or both knees this year.
Yeah. That's 30 seconds. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I believe he had his knee was injured, but around the time of the Kingsway match, I believe.
Yes. And it's nagging him all year. He was one of the few Paulsboro
45
wrestlers
U's.
who actually was active during the summertime last summer. I mean, he did some off-season wrestling. He has exceptional talent.
.15 seconds left. Stillo with the shot there. Croce fighting it off. Croce had that big 5-point move in period number 1, a reverse in the second, escape for Stillo. We're 7-1 as we come to the end of the second period. Phillipsburg 12, Paulsboro 8 on the team scoreboard.
Third period, you'll see Stillo go down.
Let's go.
Croce will have to make a decision here. Is he going to cut him early?
Freestyle start.
And he is.
There's the intentional escape. 7-2 the score. Croce may be trying to set up another.
Let's get active.
Maloney
Come
telling
on,
both
let's get
guys to
active.
wrestle. For Stillo, he's trailing by 5. He's got to do something.
Yep.
And there's Croce just waiting for him to make that move.
Stillo, savvy as he is, knows the counter. I think Croce is looking for at least a major in this bout. Right now it's a 5-point differential. He needs 3 points to get that 4-point major.
Let's go, let's go.
Last year he beat Stillo 7-3. 7-2 right now, and we might get a takedown for Stillo here. Nope.
Nothing.
Now Croce has
my.
Stillo in trouble again.
Brother.
There's 5-point move right there, Booge. Well, he's got the 4 points right there. If he can stay with this, he'll be up at least 12-2.
Oh, my.
I've never seen somebody set a wrestler up like I see Greg Croce set his opponents up. 12-2 lead. Now he's got to watch.
10-point differential. He can't get sloppy now. He's been in control. That's relentless pressure by Croce. It may look to the uninitiated eye that Stillo just fell on his back, but Croce's pressure helped him go
Get
there.
in here, let's go.
Only telling Greg, get back in the center.
12-3, the lead for Greg Croce. 12-8, the lead for Phillipsburg. Oh,
Croce
my! He didn't fall into that one. Oh, brother.
Just a takedown, no back points yet.
He's battling for
23
him.
seconds left.
Not going to get him.
Man, I'm telling you, Vogue, that Greg Croce must have had some baseball coach.
There's an escape, 14-4, the difference.
10 seconds left.
That
Croce would be
baseball
wise just to lock up, take the 4 points, get the match tied at 12.
And that's it. 14-4 major.
Some of the happy Paulsboro crowd. The score 12-12, 14-4 win for Greg Croce.
Another match I think Phillipsburg was counting heavily on. Greg Croce increasing his record this year to 20 wins and 1 loss.
140 pounds. James Allen.
Okay, 140, James Allen and Zach Garren. Allen, 9-4, a senior. He has been injured. Out with a concussion he suffered in a car accident about a week and a half ago. This is his first match back, I believe.
First match back in a week. And he's a tested veteran.
Yeah, he picked up a win last year. He beat Costenbader last year, 14-7. Last year he started in Pennsylvania, I believe.
Transferred over. Allen was
Injury timeout.
third in the regional last year. 2 years ago, he lost to Mike Booth of Camden Catholic, 8-7 in the state tournament.
We have injury time. It looked like he got poked by Garren.
Over here to your coach.
Garren, of course, we mentioned a freshman. 10 wins and 6 losses this year. 5th in the Caldwell tournament. He lost to John Powell of Brick Memorial. He lost to Ray Weed of Absegami, Joe Galante of Ocean City, Jared Valleco. Am I saying it right this time?
Jared, correct.
The little sledgehammer. 7-4.
Ready?
Lost to John Wengert, undefeated John Wengert of Delsey, and he lost to Rob McGinnis of West Deptford.
Watch your taps
The other
to the
night,
head.
Even
6-3.
notice,
Shake
even
hands
notice the
there.
papers are spelling it right now, Vogue.
Must have picked that off of your Comcast telecast.
Right. People do watch. Garren on the leg. This is one I think Phillipsburg hopes to get 6 from.
Well,
But it's always tough,
yes.
you know, when you got a pin, the other guy doesn't want to give up. He's not going to give up.
And of course, last year, the difference in the match last year was Paulsboro. In those matches they lost, in most instances, only gave up the 3 points.
Somebody got blood? Who's got blood?
You have some blood somewhere coming from somewhere. I guess there isn't. Ooh, quick move by Allen.
Zach Garren, of course, the freshman brother of Scott Garren, who is a freshman himself, only he's at North Carolina State University, back in the lineup. He was out for a couple of weeks because he dropped
Let's
one
go.
weight class to the other, and when he did that, even though he could make it almost overnight,
Hey,
the responsibility was to no more than
Back
2%
again.
weight loss a week, so it had to take 2 weeks to get down to that lower weight class. NCAA rules.
if you want to know about college wrestling, make sure you get the Courier Post on Saturdays. Vogue with his great column on college wrestling, and once again, a great job today.
And in Gloucester County, of course, the Roadrunners, they're ranked number 7 in the nation among all junior colleges, number 1 Division III. They go up to Middlesex County College on Sunday for the Region 19 tournament. They've won 4 years in a row.
There goes Allen putting his leg right into the head of Garren in the crowd, and Paul Marina questioning that move. Still no score.
Yo, watch the knee.
James Allen being warned by the referee, Al Maloney. You can watch his knee.
There's the blood. It's on Allen. Oop. Somebody is bleeding, or the blood's coming from somewhere, unless it's coming from Garren's mouth.
Blood time. Come here. Come over here.
Got a blood timeout.
He's rubbing his arm under his mouth. He's trying to say he bit him.
I ain't gonna fall for it. I was looking at it. He already told me already.
All right, thank you.
He already told me. He already told me.
That's all I want to know. He's all right.
Coach Marina talking to the official about a situation.
You already told me that. I heard it already.
With a hand over the mouth.
Let's go.
Blood time stops.
31 seconds left first period. No score. Kind of surprising.
Big difference in maturity level here, John. Talking about a tested senior, James Allen, even though he's 9-4, has the maturity level of an experienced wrestler over young Zach Garren. But Garren hasn't backed off of many people this year.
Yeah, Garren doesn't look intimidated at all out there.
Well,
I got stalled here.
Stalling on Paulsboro.
You're backing up too much.
Paulsboro warned for stalling.
Stay in. You're backing up too much.
5 seconds left. Garren's got to try and move forward. Being pushed back, and that'll end the period. No score, and I'm kind of surprised. I mean, I thought Phillipsburg would come out here and knowing that they got to pick some points up here, because they don't want to fall behind, right? And actually, they want to build up a nice little lead before it gets late.
And you just wonder how much the accident that Allen had a week or so ago that gave him a slight concussion, what that's done for his conditioning in the last week or so. Has he been able to practice as normal? He looks strong. Doesn't look like he has any ill effects from it. Stalemate. Garren has to explode from here, and of course, I've seen some unconventional reversals by him too, so he's got talent.
Of course, Allen last year wrestled at 119 up to 140 this year.
Big jump.
Trying to get some back points. He's doing what he has to do. He's trying to work for the pin. Garren's got to try and move up, and he is trying. Trying to step up. Allen using the legs.
Just hanging right on there, so when the opponent stands up, 99% of the officials will call that potentially dangerous and stop it right away.
Garren tried to turn in. Allen once again trying to work.
And against an experienced wrestler, you have to set that move up. Very few experienced wrestlers are going to be intimidated by a straight turn-in. Garren has to be careful that he doesn't get stretched out and expose his back. This is a match that favors Phillipsburg without a doubt.
Senior against a freshman. Allen very aggressive out there. You watch him and you watch.
Very physical.
Physical, I guess that's more the term I wanted to use, yes.
He's just throwing those legs in.
Now what about Garren on the bottom? Can he be hit again, or is...
Well, not when he's in a situation like that. There's not a lot he can do. Now he's got to try and push up.
But then again, Allen's not doing anything in that move right there.
Right on top. There comes the crossface.
19 seconds left. I think if Garren can come out of this, just keep it close. Paulsboro does not want to give up the big points. But then again, I'm sure Paulsboro wants to see Garren at least get the escape. And with 4 seconds left, that won't happen, but won't see any back points either. We'll go into the third period scoreless.
Well, almost a tribute to Zach Garren, as you see Greg Proxel looking on, not seemingly overly showing any anxiety at this point, but he has to know at this point this is a must-win for his team, this weight class. And I think he expected some bonus points here out of Allen.
Allen on the bottom to start. Garren's got to be careful. Trying to hold on to the leg. But Allen standing up right away. He's going to get at least one. He gets the one and a two reverse, or two, what did we get there? 3-1. So we got an escape, a takedown, and an escape. 4 minutes, no points, 22 seconds. We've had 4.
3-1. James Allen with the lead.
Allen looked like he got poked in the eye again.
Well, now conditioning again, as earlier, plays a role. Garren keeps the pressure on and gets a good takedown move. He could force an overtime. He's got to execute a real good takedown against Allen. He's not going to give you a fluke takedown.
Well, he has 1 minute to get that takedown, but then he'd have to hold on. We're trying to get some back points, but Allen's the one who's the aggressor here with the head and gets the takedown. 5-1, big takedown, right at the line.
Yeah, and I think he gave the takedown there because the cradle was on, his knees were in bounds. Excuse me, his knees were off the mat, his toes were in bounds. That's a takedown, that's control.
4-point lead.
Now Garren has to explode, has to try and get out of there. Doesn't want to get turned, he doesn't want to give up a major decision.
Now look out, Garren might get one. He got the one, and now he spins around, he can get two. He's got to bring him back down. Nothing yet. And Allen's just so, it looked like he was so much stronger. He couldn't pick him up. 5-2, big point down. Don't want to give Phillipsburg any momentum if you're Paulsboro. And if you're Phillipsburg, you need to get some points here. You're gonna get some bonus points. And that was a retaliation, and now he's going to call both wrestlers in.
Let's listen in here. I want to be able to call. No more taps to the head. Next one's DQ'd. Got it? No taps to the head. Shake hands here.
Well, there you heard it from the professional's own voice. No more taps to the head. Next guy is DQ'd.
Garren trying to move right in on Allen's leg. He's going to run out of room.
Allen took exception to Garren swiping at his head. He really took a swing at Garren. I'm surprised he didn't get an unsportsmanlike point.
$15 seconds left.
Of course, Maloney is talking about a tap to the head, a setup move. I don't think he would DQ, but if it was unsportsmanlike or unnecessary roughness, I'm sure he wouldn't hesitate.
5-2, so actually I think that's a win for Paulsboro, even though they lost that one. 5-2 win. Paulsboro's got to watch out. Garren's got to watch out. He doesn't want to cost his team a point. And that little shove, you got to watch out. 5-2 win for Allen, 15-12 in favor of Phillipsburg.
And they've won 4 out of the first 7 matches.
Let's see what comes up at 145.
There could be a switch here, so we have to listen carefully to hear who they're sending out. Looks like Post.
45 pounds, Dave Post.
Yep, the freshman Dave Post. He's a freshman, 8-2 though, as a freshman. Some really talented freshmen on this Phillipsburg team. DJ Kama, a senior, 16-2, and I believe he has, 90 career wins, and he's going right after his man. This is the way he started off last year, Village. A quick first period and held on for, I think, a 7-5 win, or a 7-5 win.
Had a 5-0 lead. He almost put his man away last year, so Kama is definitely capable. 16-2, as you mentioned, 90 wins, 15 losses in his career. 4-year varsity starter, first at Caldwell, second at Deep Creek. He lost to J.C. Cuffey of Great Bridge, 3-2. And he lost to Lay Black, who's been a 2-time state champion from Absegami, a senior this year, 5-2. Second in the districts last year for Kama. Post impressed me last week when I saw him wrestle against Hunter and Central. I saw him wrestle against Absegami, and I saw him wrestle against Sterling, and he's an impressive freshman. Kama has to be wary.
I'm sure both of these teams have done their scouting, and Paulsboro's well aware of all the Phillipsburg wrestlers, and same with Phillipsburg. I'm sure they're aware of the Paulsboro wrestlers.
Well, I'm sure neither coach had to give any extra words of encouragement going into this battle. They know what's at stake. Number 1 ranking in the state. You have a potential Group 4 state champion against a potential Group 1 state champion. Phillipsburg's storied program, they've won 12 state titles over the years in Groups 3 and 4. Paulsboro, of course, has never lost a South Jersey sectional championship, and they've won every Group 1 state championship except their very first year.
Kama in on the leg, nothing yet. We have 30 seconds left. He's going to try and trip him. He's got to bring him back in now. We're going to run out of room. 28 seconds left. Phillipsburg 15, Paulsboro 12. We're at 145 pounds.
And we've reached the halfway point. 7 matches have been wrestled. 4 wins by Phillipsburg, 3 by Paulsboro. Last year, Paulsboro managed to win only 6 bouts against Phillipsburg. No one said it was going to be easy.
And we're going to end the first period. It looks like scoreless. We have about 4 seconds left.
And that's the way it does end, scoreless.
And it doesn't really get much easier for Phillipsburg because they go right into the Group 4 playoffs. And I'm telling you, you have teams like Randolph, Hunterdon Central, Brick Memorial, Washington Township, Eastern, Jackson.
Come on.
Group 4 is loaded.
Some great teams in the state. Freestyle start, so Cam is going to try and beat him on his feet.
Green.
Cam is a tested veteran. He knows what he's doing. You got the senior against the freshman. Just like the last bout, you had a freshman from Paulsboro against the senior from Phillipsburg.
Post and Kama both weighing in at 146 pounds.
Kama looks like he's biding his time out there. Seems to have recovered from being dropped on his head by Mike Baricki in a Sterling.
Post looks like a mature freshman out there and an experience, like he's not in awe of the situation at all.
He's not in awe of anyone.
Excellent job by Post, and I think Paulsboro, even though Post is a good freshman, really expected a little more at this point.
Well, you're talking about your veteran there to be the leader.
Still a lot to wrestle, though. 47 seconds left in the second period. The freshman Dave Post of Phillipsburg with a 1-0 lead. No takedowns at all.
When Phillipsburg wrestled against Hunterdon Central, Post did not wrestle. J.P. Nardone, who weighed in along with Post, wrestled in that match and actually won by injury default over Sean Brewer, and that was the difference in that match. The fact that Nardone was the underdog, won, it was a 9-point swing, at least.
Kama trying to trip, Post fighting it off. 17 seconds left. Nine seconds left, second period.
Post, a very strong youngster.
Still no takedowns. Cam will start the bottom. Begin period number 3.
1-0 Phillipsburg.
This one's going to come down to a takedown. Maybe overtime, Bodes?
This could go overtime. It could go to the tiebreaker, which we haven't seen. But if they end up tied after regulation, wrestle a 2-minute overtime period, and that's also tied, then it comes down to pure luck, a flip of the coin. There's a 30-second tiebreaker period. The top man rides, he wins. If the bottom man gets out, he wins. It's sudden death. But more importantly, work in hand here is that Kama has to get out to even think about an overtime.
Yep, 1:33 left.
Whereas Kama gave his man the intentional escape, Post is making Kama work for it.
Let's take a look at the Phillipsburg bench. I know these middleweights are key bouts in this match because they're Paulsboro upperweights.
Post throwing the leg right in. Kama has to try to straighten that leg out, get out of that move.
Potentially dangerous.
1:07 for Kama to get out. He's losing 1-0. Phillipsburg crowd coming alive. They can sense an upset here.
I think this is the kind of match that could wake the Phillipsburg people up. I think they were shocked early on with Paulsboro winning at 12-19. Kama moving now on his feet, but he got the escape. Got the escape. 1-1. Here we go. 57 seconds left. Kama tying up post.
Now, does Kama set up one good move and try and get the takedown here, or does he take it overtime? Post has been doing a great job fighting off the takedown attempts. For a little bit there have been. There haven't been many great shots.
33 seconds. Yeah, I don't think either wrestler's been very aggressive. They're just taking shots. 25 seconds back to the center.
I blew the whistle. Watch putting the arm on his throat.
Referee warns post. Watch where he puts his arm. If he puts it across that windpipe, he's cutting all circulation. We're going to go overtime, John.
16 seconds left. Kama trying to spin around. He's going to run out of room. 9 seconds. That's what it looks like. Both wrestlers are just going to say, let's go into overtime, settle it. Sudden death.
There we go. Another overtime match. Phillipsburg won at 130 with Mike Fania beat Carlos Cooper 7-5 in overtime on a takedown 26 seconds into that overtime period. This is sudden death. The first point wins it. No stalling warnings have been given.
Which is kind of surprising in a 1-1 match.
Well, like two warriors searching for an answer.
So it's pretty obvious we're going to hear the name Dave Post for the next 3 years.
Oh, without a doubt.
Hey guys, come on, let's open this up. Come on, open it up.
Of course, I don't know if I'd want to open it up at 1-1.
Both in the center.
You cut the tension with a knife now. It's a big bout for both teams.
Kama trying for the shot.
And this is one Paulsboro definitely was counting in the win bracket. They're definitely at a disadvantage in the next bout.
Kama trying. He's going to run out of room. He's going to run out of room with 1:05 left.
Go to the middle. Paulsboro is a disadvantage in the next bout. I think they're the underdog. I would say they're probably the underdog at 160.
Again, Kama trying to lock him up. Try for one move. Trying for that trip. There's a stall on Phillipsburg. I was waiting for that. He's been backing up the whole overtime.
I need a shot. I need a shot.
Kama now, he's just going to go right after him.
No, he can force the issue. I don't know if you'll see, like we saw the other night, a stalling call in overtime it decides a match. Kama's got to take a little bit more vociferous shot.
Work in there.
Kama, I think, was in the situation against Ocean City. I'm not sure. Where he took it to the top bottom. Was that Kama?
I didn't see that match. I think that was...
or Funk.
No.
Okay, bringing him in 20 seconds. Kama trying to grab the leg to go out, 16 seconds.
Let's go. Let's go. If I don't get a shot out of you, it's over.
Here we go.
I need a shot.
No more.
Let's go.
He's holding on.
9 seconds. 4. Here we go. Here we go. This is it. 30 seconds.
All right, we're going to flip the coin. Red choice. This is the tiebreaker, John.
Kama, it's 30 seconds. Post has to ride him out for 30 seconds.
Kama has to get out. He has to explode.
seconds.
And Post was great on top in that other second period, I believe. We'll see what happens.
For over a minute in that second period.
23 seconds. See the
Has
clock
to
in the
fight.
screen.
Cam is in trouble. Cam is in trouble. Cam is in trouble. He's got to explode. He's got to turn right now. He's got to turn right now. He's running out of time. There's
He got the two. Oh, brother.
To go.
Oh, my. I'm stealing your lines, Vogue.
Oh, brother.
3-1 overtime win. We'll be right back. Back at Paulsboro High School, 15-15 as we head to 152. Phillipsburg probably favored these next two matches.
And here we go with
Stu Sickles, a junior, 14-7. For Phillipsburg, Tom Georgiani, a junior, 8-9.
And this is a big match that Phillipsburg has to win. They're running into jeopardy now. They've wrestled 8 matches and each team has won 4 bouts. And we're tied at 15-15. Sickles definitely the favorite in this bout. 14-7 record. Georgiani 8-9. 6 in the Deep Creek tournament. Among other wrestlers he's lost to is Jim Thomas of Ocean City, Bill Hester of Haddonfield, Chaz Quicksil of Sterling, Ryan Logue of Kingsway in overtime, John Patillo of Audubon, and just the other night Maurice Tunstall of West Bedford.
Yeah, we have to send our best out to Maurice Tunstall. He was injured in that match. A terrific job by him with some broken ribs.
And of course, the big thing in that match was that Georgiani never quit. He could have been tech-falled out and just refused to stop wrestling. Again, the heart, the character, the desire you're talking about, conditioning is a big role. And that's one thing that Paulsboro has shown this year and in other years, that a conditioning factor.
And a nice job by Georgiani to fight that off.
Oh, brother. Georgiani's in trouble. He's in trouble. He's fighting. He's in trouble. He gets out of it. Doesn't want to go to his back.
Giving up 5 pounds here. Sickles came in at 151. Georgiani and Kama both wrestling at 45.
And of course, Georgiani, the nephew of Paul Marina, the head coach of Paulsboro. Georgiani, tremendous amount of heart.
And a lot of times, he's the guy that gets the tougher opponent, just
does.
the way it works out.
He does.
Every year, I think somebody has to do that for a team. It seems like Tommy's the guy for Paulsboro.
Well, and he practices very hard, as all wrestlers do, I'm sure. Stu Sickles, it's a must match for him. He wrestles and practices very hard, I'm sure. But Georgiani's job is to go out there, giving up a few pounds, fight as best you can.
Once again, he's fighting that move.
Got the overhook in.
Sickles with a great job. He'll get the takedown. He ain't quit on it.
With 4 seconds to go. Great job by Sickles. He's a veteran.
All of them.
2-0 after a period.
Just messing up your notes, Vogue.
On Stu Sickles.
Yeah.
I might have got a T in there, as you can see.
There's Matt Suter.
Current state record holder in wins in a career, Matt Suter.
137. Lee Black, as we come into today, with 130.
Yeah.
With 3 losses.
I think Suter had 138.
138. I don't want to shortchange anybody.
And Lee Black on a mission to break that record this year, and it may happen in the district finals. It may happen in the regional tournament at Absegami. But either way, I think he's going to do it at home.
I did read in the Courier that Absegami's trying to pick up some matches. I don't think they scheduled matches thinking they'd be in the playoffs.
Well, that was their hope, and they faltered a little bit mid-season.
136 left, period number 2. Stu Sickles, Phillipsburg, the junior, coming in at 14-7 with a 2-0 lead on the scoreboard. Phillipsburg 15, Paulsboro 15.
He couldn't script it any better.
Bring it down. 1, 2, 3.
Warning on the
No
top.
warning. No warning.
I heard Maloney counting. I thought he was going to
counting.
call
Yeah,
him.
it was close. You know what you have to do when the man stands up on the bottom, you have to make a legitimate attempt to bring him back to the mat. And some officials will give it a 5-6 count. They want to see some progress in taking the man down. They just don't want you to hold on to that leg. Sickles going into a stand-up switch. He's going to get a reversal here if he can kick through it.
He's trying for more than 2 here.
Yes, he is.
He got the 2.
The reversal.
4-0.
Easy with Croce, it's an easy.
Georgiani wrestled 152 last year in this match against John McRoberts.
Again, a heavy underdog last year, and he lost to McRoberts by
12-2.
12-2.
And that's one of those matches.
Decision.
I think Phillipsburg thought they were going to get 5, maybe 6.
Without a doubt. McRoberts was a great wrestler. But Georgiani's got great heart.
Easy.
He's got to keep moving. The key is keep moving against Sickles.
Easy. Easy. Try to be careful, okay?
50 seconds left. Of course, a lot of season tickets sold this year at Paulsboro just so people could see this one match.
Well, that was the deal with the season ticket sellers. If you had a season ticket, you were guaranteed to get in tonight as long as you came on time. Phillipsburg does much the same thing at home. I think Phillipsburg was sent 250 tickets to get in here.
Georgiani has to watch on the bottom. Sickles very active on top.
And he had that liner lace in with the arm between the legs and was trying to get a half to turn his man. Phillipsburg, a very physical team, as Paulsboro is when we saw them against West Bedford.
Nice move by Georgiani. Nice reverse with 20 seconds left.
Got to take him down to the mat. He doesn't want to hit him if he was stall. He gives up the escape.
5-2. Well, Sickles want to go right in. Try and get a late takedown. Georgiani doesn't want to give up any points late. He's the aggressor here. We'll end the period. 5-2.
Oh,
well, I'll tell you what. He almost jumped the gun on that one.
And see, Georgiani got in deep on that, but the man's arms were locked, and if time hadn't run out, Sickles might have been the one that got the takedown on that. Georgiani starts down.
I think what we'll see is Sickles trying get some back points early if he can. He'll probably cut Georgiani, try for a takedown, and maybe move for some bonus points.
Well, here again, we're in the third period.
Georgiani with a nice reversal.
That's a reversal.
5-4.
See, now Johnny got behind me. He didn't have to take him to the mat. All he had to do was change position, and he got behind him. That's why he got the reversal. It's not like a takedown. We have to take him to the mat. Now Sickles is going to fight for his dear life to get out. Georgiani has to use his hips. Sickles, good mat balance.
1:32 left.
But wouldn't it be interesting if Georgiani got the tie up here and then got a tilt?
At what point, if you're Georgiani, do you think about letting him go?
Well, I don't think you do. I really don't. I don't know if he can take Sickles down, although he did.
Yeah, 2 reversals. That's his
reversals.
Yeah.
I think Sickles is the better wrestler on his feet.
Georgiani looks in great shape, though.
Well, he is. As a team, Paulsboro is. I don't think you saw a Karis Cooper who was out of shape. I think you saw a Karis Cooper that was mentally exhausted.
Georgiani active, trying to turn his man. 1:06 left.
You got the coaching staff on the bench shouting encouragement. You got Marvin Hamilton Sr. to our right shouting encouragement.
Of course, he has 2 uncles over there now because Paul and his brother Carmel.
Yep. Got the Navy ride in. If he pulls that through,
Got to bring his man back in now. He's got to bring his man back. Sickles trying to get out.
Of mat space. Had that Hamilton ride in where you pull the arm between the legs and he reached across to the far shoulder. That's a tilt move if he can get it. Got to break his man down first. The very first thing he wants to do is break him down.
Sickles stands up. Georgiani keeping him down. Now he's got to try and turn him. He's got 40 seconds.
Give up from there. Got to break him down.
That's what Maloney's telling him.
Oh, my.
Georgiani puts him on his back. No back point.
Just missed back point.
Trying again. What an effort by Georgiani and a decided underdog at this weight class.
Oh, brother. Georgiani refuses to quit. You got 23 seconds to get back points.
And you see some of the family members there.
Sickles is the one that is gasping for air a little bit. Here we go. Can he get back points? Can he get back points?
Sort of like getting pinned when a wrestler knows he has to stay off his back, Bodes. 9 seconds left.
Gallant effort by Georgiani. Gallant effort.
1 second left.
Georgiani's going to lose by score, but he's not going to lose the affection of the people.
Yeah, they're already standing here, some of the people at Paulsboro for Georgiani. And that'll end at 5-4. Phillipsburg back out in front, 18-15.
And a great effort by Georgiani.
Brings us to 160. And Village, if Paulsboro wins at 160, I think it's over.
Well, this is going to be a match that favors Phillipsburg. They have the veteran there, a junior, Dale Rissmiller, a district runner-up last year. What do you have for Paulsboro is another one of their excellent freshmen, Isaac Redmond. Rissmiller, 20 wins and 3 losses. Redmond, 17 wins and 4 losses.
Dale Rissmiller and Isaac Redmond.
This definitely favors Phillipsburg, but then again the other night, Holmes of West Deptford was the favorite over Redmond, and Redmond won in overtime.
Of course, Rissmiller wrestled in this match last year, won 15-1
over
Michael Funk,
the brother of James, who will be up next. Michael graduated. Isaac Redmond, second in the Caldwell tournament. He lost to Mike Markey of Caldwell 5-2. Was third in the Deep Creek tournament. Lost to Carl Holmquist of Cox, Virginia by a fall in overtime. He lost to Chris Catania of Edgewood, a senior who's undefeated. He lost to Dan Sheets of Collingswood 8-7. So pretty good credentials for Isaac Redmond.
Rissmiller is a wrestler, though. Would you describe him as a wrestler?
Yes, he is a wrestler. I think Isaac Redmond has great strength. I think his skills are going to get better and better, but he's the freshman. Redmond wants to get physical. He thought all day about Holmes of West Deptford. Knew what he wanted to do when he executed.
He's got to watch out. Rissmiller holding on. Rissmiller going right after him. Redmond just shoves him to the side. 40 seconds left, no score. He'll try and shuck and turn.
But Rissmiller, the veteran, he knows that shuck and turn will come. Don't think he's going to be intimidated by being thrown one way or the other. He's been through plenty of wars.
This has been an eventful first minute and a half of the first period. Still no score, though.
Come on, guys.
Duck under attempt by Redmond, just missed.
I do notice that Redmond doesn't seem to be intimidated.
Well, I don't think anybody's going to intimidate Isaac Redmond. I think when Isaac Redmond gets beat, he's going to get beat by a wrestler, I think. I think anybody's going to intimidate him.
Not in awe of this situation. The mystique of Phillipsburg. We're scoreless through the first. Paulsboro defers. Rissmiller will take bottom.
Yeah, Again, here is
how's Redmond on top?
Wrestling skill. He has been very good, and he's had his moments. So he has to think. Got to have a plan of attack.
I think that West effort match was good for him then to get ready for this match.
Well, he met a very good wrestler there, and he pulled it out with the win in overtime. He's dealing with a junior here who has an impressive record this year, 20 wins with the schedule that Phillipsburg wrestles.
Throw.
There's the escape.
Redmond has to set up his moves. Has to use his speed and follow through.
And there's Rissmiller on the legs. There's the strength of Redmond though, fighting it off.
Gotta be careful. Legs are hooked, gotta be careful.
We talked about the freshman post. Now you got to be impressed by the freshman Redmond.
Both teams have their share of underclassmen who are very, very good, skillful wrestlers. And again, there's kind of a calm has settled in over the crowd. Nobody exploding one way or the other. Very methodical match here. Here's where Redmond could. Gotta be careful. See that?
Yep. Rissmiller in on the leg. He has plenty of time, too.
Back off. You got to be careful of the man getting in on your leg. Rissmiller battling for the takedown.
Oh! Redmond ran out of room. I'll tell you what, he never gave up.
Nope. Would save the takedown for him. Rissmiller was 3/4 of the way through a takedown.
I think when, like DJ Kammer realized he was in a match, I think Rissmiller's realizing he's in one, too.
You don't want to get sloppy. There's a nice drag. There's a nice takedown.
6 seconds
to
left.
go.
Big takedown, especially since Redmond starts on the bottom to start the third period, if he wants.
Big 2 points. And Redmond is very hard to hold down. He has to explode on the whistle. He has to explode.
Redmond stands right up. Rissmiller trying to bring him back down, and he does.
Redmond's got to keep moving. When he's brought down to the mat like that, he's got to come right back up. Got to pop up, get wrist control, turn his hips. He's battling.
A lot of people say Redmond's one of the most conditioned wrestlers on this team. Stalemate.
And there again, wrestling technique. Rissmiller got in a little bit of trouble there and knew just exactly what to do to prevent jeopardy. In another year, when Redmond gets in that position, he will execute. Wrist control. He's got to fire out right from there. He's got to explode.
Look at that, holding on to the leg. He did come up, though.
He's going to sit through that hard. If he sits through, he can get a reversal. Got to throw his hips back across. If he throws his hips across, he's going to get at least one. He's going to get two. One.
He got the one. He got the escape. 3-1.
Good call by the official. Never had complete control, but he was out. Now the ball is in Redmond's court. No stalling warnings. He's got to use his speed, and he's got to stay aggressive.
Holding on to Rissmiller's arms, now letting go. Rissmiller's got to do something too here, 50 seconds. This is a match I think they need to win.
And again, I think Redmond is showing some of the Paulsboro conditioning. I'm not sure if Rissmiller's a little bit tired, but he doesn't look as active as he did earlier. Maybe
a little frustrated at this point.
Well, you got a junior with 20 wins who's battling a freshman.
Let's go, guys. Come on.
The freshman has 17 forewins, but he's not an ordinary freshman. There's Rissmiller in deep on the leg.
Big move by Rissmiller this late in the period. Third period, 18 seconds left.
He's going to get a takedown.
He got the two. Big takedown.
Oh my!
No time, 3 seconds.
Almost an escape. We're tied 3-3 with 3 seconds to go.
Let's go.
Threes are wild. Can Redmond get a 3-minute escape?
They get a 3-minute one. I don't know about a 3-second.
3-second escape. He's gonna explode. Oh my! Gotta get him off his back.
Overtime.
Third overtime match.
The overtimes are 1-1.
Come on, guys. Up.
Advantage.
No, I still
Ready,
say
guys?
the advantage is Rissmiller here.
Takedown wins it. Come on.
No stall warnings on either wrestler. 2 minutes.
Rissmiller, the veteran. Redmond, the rookie.
But Redmond's the one that makes the shot.
Oh my! He's gonna drive into him. He's gonna drive into him. He can get it if he drives. Rissmiller is fighting him.
Nice job by Rissmiller. We might get a stalemate. We might not get either. And we got,
nice spin by Redmond. Now he spins to get behind. He can get it.
Rissmiller goes out.
Come on, let's go.
Oh, brother. Redmond so close. Watch Rissmiller. Watch Rissmiller go low. Right away. Redmond's got to pull up on that ankle hard. He's got to stretch his own legs out. Rissmiller with the advantage. Nothing yet, nothing yet, nothing yet.
That's it. Oh, he's got to watch out. He doesn't get pinned. It's over. Big win.
And 2 points.
2-2, so it's a 7-3 win for Rissmiller. Back points count too.
Great match, guys.
Great job by Rissmiller.
Great match.
21-15.
Great match. Great match.
And that's the 6th win for Phillipsburg. Going to come right down to the
Great match,
guys at the top.
Excellent.
A lot of people standing up, appreciating that one. Redmond almost had it. 11 seconds left, was taken down. In the overtime, Phillipsburg had to get that one. Very important.
The late takedown did it in regulation. Rissmiller never gave up. Again, the wrestler against the rookie.
Runner 71 pounds, Kapensky, James Funk.
James Funk, 19-2. Craig Kapensky, a junior, 17-5. Funk, a sophomore. And Vogt, here's something interesting. You know, all the great athletes in Paulsboro history, there has never been a male athlete to letter in 12 sports. James Funk is on his way.
Well,
so he'll get 12 varsity letters, I mean.
12 varsity letters. And that may be or may not be true. I'd have to do some research on that. I know back when I was in school, Carl Blum, I believe 2 years in a row, got 4 varsity letters each year because he played football, basketball, baseball, and he participated in track. Can't do that anymore.
Oh, nice move.
Behind by Kapensky.
21-15.
Funk this year, 19-2. Won the Caldwell tournament, was second in the Deep Creek tournament to Nate Owen of Cox, 4-2. And he lost to Mark McGurn of Collingswood, 1-0. Third in the districts last year. Funk's got to get busy here.
Paulsboro.
Caution, Paulsboro.
Knees down right. Go ahead.
Kapensky in control. Funk up to his feet, but ran out of wrestling room. Funk has to be careful because he's got 1 caution already.
Looks like Kapensky trying to set him up, but Funk standing up.
Going into a switch as he go out of bounds, but never got away.
How was James Funk on the bottom?
Well, Gary McGurn rode him for 2 minutes to beat him 1-0.
Freestyle
But
start.
McGurn is undefeated.
Okay?
That's correct.
Freestyle start. Go ahead.
Oh, he's going to let him go. So obviously
Good
Kapensky
throw.
is confident on his feet.
Well, he took him down once. Funk has to get busy out there and set up his move. He has a deadly fireman's carry when he executes it, or a dump.
Come on.
A little cautiousness going on. Referee encouraging them to both to get a little bit more active.
Go
Stalemate.
to center, guys. Come on. We got to open it up, guys. Let's go.
Two-one. Craig Kapensky.
Phillipsburg with a 21-15 lead. They've won 6 bouts.
$14 seconds. Kapensky let him up. Should try and take him down, unless he is not comfortable
Well, he's got
riding.
He's got a 2-1 lead. If he's down and again gets an escape, he's got a 3-1 lead. And if Funk escapes, it's 3-2, so he still loses. So the 2-point advantage for the takedown, you can play around after that a little bit.
Through one period. Phillipsburg 21, Paulsboro 15. James Funk trailing the junior Craig Kapensky of Phillipsburg 2-1 as we begin the second period.
Now Funk has got to get active on top. He's got to try and work for some back points. Many times this year he would cut guys loose because he could take most wrestlers down.
I think the Kingsway match was the best I've ever seen Funk wrestle.
Oh, he wrestled a great match in that Kingsway match against that Ryan Roberts. Got to break his man down.
Maloney seems like he's getting impatient. We might see an escape here or let him go.
Well, he doesn't want a stalling warning if he can help it, because that could be jeopardy later on.
Kapensky with the only takedown in the first. Funk trying to set something up.
Now, if he doesn't do something with it, we're going to get a stalemate call.
He wasn't budging there.
Kapensky, the tested veteran also. Junior with 17 wins. He didn't get those 17 wins with a bunch of fish.
Funk trying something, see if something can work.
Well, Kapensky's just going to
Another stalemate.
He's going to stay right there, and if Funk isn't careful,
else.
he can be hit with stalling.
Maloney's telling him to try something else. That one's not working.
And Kapensky right back up to his base. So see what he's doing. He's coming up to his base. Funk has got a following.
Looks like he'll.
Now he's going to try and break him down.
What do you have, like 5 seconds if you can't?
Well,
just let him go? Or?
If the other man is fighting and you're fighting too, it's pretty tough to call stalling. According to what the man's doing, if he's just going behind his opponent, you're going to get another stalemate here.
Tying up with 22 seconds left.
If the man stands up on the bottom and he's active and you're actively trying to trip him down or get in a position to lift him, and you're showing that you're exerting, I don't think you're going to get the stalling call. If you get behind the man and follow him all over the mat, then you're going to get called for stalling. Kapensky again coming up to his base. Funk breaks him down. Now he's got to work for something from there.
Stalling on Funk. 7 seconds left. I'm sure James would have loved to get out of the period without that warning.
Well, he's got to be active on top. He's got to have a setup move. You got to break his man down first. That's primary. Break him down. Then you have to set up some kind of a pin combination from there. You just can't hold on. You got to get outside, perpendicular.
Well, he ended up riding his man.
Yeah, he has to explode off the bottom. And Kapensky just might let him go. He might not want to get in jeopardy there.
Kapensky has the only takedown. Two minutes to wrestle, maybe. Of course, we've seen 3 overtimes so far. And here's the escape. Okay, now Funk has to wrestle. He's already been hit for 1 stall warning.
He's got the warning. Has to take his shots.
Back to the center. 141. And as good as the last 3 weights are for Paulsboro, I'm sure they don't want to get it to that situation.
You don't want to put undue pressure up there. There's a spin behind. 2 takedowns for Phillipsburg.
4-2, Kapensky.
Funk got a little lax in his positioning there. Let the man spin behind. Now Funk really has to get active with a little over a minute to go. He's got to set up a good move.
All James Funk needs for Paulsboro is 1 takedown. He needs the escape first, but he needs that 1 takedown. Of course, Kapensky knows that. He's confident. He has the only 2 takedowns in the match. It's 4-3.
And he should be confident. And Funk can't back off when Kapensky takes his shots either because he has the stall warning. Well, nobody's getting cheated in this bout, John. Been great wrestling both ways.
A lot of close matches. 3 went into overtime. Couple surprises.
Come on, guys, let's go.
Funk fighting off that move by Kapensky. 40 seconds.
Stay in there.
Funk's got to set up a big move.
Kapensky's doing a great job, though. He knows that.
31 seconds to go, and he has the lead with no stalling warnings. The ball's in Funk's court.
"21 seconds.
Kapensky can afford the counter.
Funk trying for the shot.
Too late.
8 seconds.
Too late. All Kapensky has to do is just circle now. He doesn't have to take a shot. Not enough time left to get stall points.
And it ends 4-3.
Phillipsburg's the winner.
Craig Kapensky. 24-15 Phillipsburg. This is where it gets interesting. Paulsboro's relied on these guys for a long time, all year. Actually, really haven't had to rely on them, have it?
No. Phillipsburg has now won 7 bouts, John. 7 of the 14 they've already won. Puts the pressure on the last 3.
Rob Santini, a senior, he's 11-12. Mike Mendenhal, a sophomore, 20-1 for Paulsboro. One of the top 89 pounders in the state, Mike Mendenhall. He knows what he has to do.
Only losses in a dual meet back in December. He lost to Adam Ferris of Edgewood, 5-1. First at Deep Creek, first at the Caldwell tournament. Last year he was first in the district, 4th in the region. Santini, when Phillipsburg wrestled Hunter and Central, Santini actually wrestled heavyweight that night. He had to avoid getting pinned in order for his team to win, and he did the job. He lost 12-3 to Dan Eberstein, but that protected Phillipsburg's win that night.
And Eberstein's one of the top 3 or 4 heavyweights in the state. 1:25 left.
I think just a little bit too much cautiousness in some of the bouts for the Paulsboro wrestlers tonight. This afternoon, I should say. We're live in the afternoon.
Matter of fact, Paulsboro really needs this one. They lose this one, then
Well,
they need to pin out.
Yeah, they're down by 9. If they're down by 12 going the last 2 bouts, 2 pins won't get a win.
Mendenhal in on the leg, running out of room. Of course, Mendenhal had a great football season. A lot of times double team and triple team because of all the injuries to the Paulsboro players. The other teams got the key on him, double teamed him, triple teamed him. So he's been through the wars.
Yes, he has.
He'll have a decision to make after his senior year, wrestling or football. His dad was a great athlete at St. James, which is in a little trouble right now.
Might be closing, huh?
That's what I hear. 15 seconds, another low-scoring match, scoreless first period.
Well, that's why you can't look at what Phillipsburg's done this year with some of their comparative scores. It's a man-by-man bout. Greg Troxel says wrestling is for wrestlers. And they've been wrestling very well for the most part today. 7 wins already.
Jersey Fire. Down.
Another no score after a period.
We've talked about it all along, Voj, the records. You can't look at the records. A wrestler with 1 loss and a wrestler with 12.
Absolutely. But look at the caliber of competition. Some of these losses that Phillipsburg wrestlers have been to some pretty good wrestlers themselves.
Right, and that's not to say Paulsboro doesn't wrestle a tough schedule. We're not saying that at all. Or at least I'm not saying that.
I think the 2 tournaments that Paulsboro wrestles in gives them lots of quality competition.
Come on, let's go.
And when you're wrestling Apsagami and Kingsway and Clearview, teams that are sectional qualifiers for the playoffs.
Stall warning on Mendenhal. First, during a conference with Sterling and West Deptford, and those 2 teams are number 1 seeds in their respective groups.
In Group 2 and Group 3. Calls for a number 1 seed in Group 1.
Break it down, Mike. Get back, Mike. Get back.
All right, Mendenhal has the warning, so he has to set up some kind of a pinning combination.
Back at Paulsboro High School, Paulsboro trails 24-18 down to the final 2 weight classes. Paulsboro could count on these guys for a long time. They got to count on them big here. Troy Bennett 22-0 against the sophomore Ian Roncoroni, who's 5-7, and Bennett right away with a quick takedown, 2-0.
Bennett, of course, having a marvelous finish to his scholastic career, 22-0 this year, 112 wins, 11 losses in his career. First at Caldwell, first at Deep Creek this year, a 3-time district champion, 2-time regional champion, 5th in the state as a sophomore, 2nd in the state to that Damian Hahn last year, 16 falls so far this year, 63 in his career, and if ever they need a fall, this is the match.
Yeah, I don't think they want to go down to have to worry about Kroll doing anything more than just winning his match. Paulsboro trails by 6. Bennett's got to be careful.
Come on, man. Can't do that. Come on.
No harm, no foul. He didn't slam him down, but he didn't have to just release him. That could have cost him a point. Last year, Tom Curl, all he had to do was not lose by more than a decision, and the team won. This year, he is obviously going to have to win.
Bennett just very physical.
In Roncoroni's job,
Stay
don't
off his back.
get pinned.
Yep.
Bennett's got 6 minutes. He should just bide his time, set it up. Turks the leg, gonna run out of room over there.
Trying to bring his man back in.
Great job by Roncoroni getting out of bounds.
40 seconds, 2-0 lead Troy Bennett.
Freestyle start.
Bennett's going to let him go.
The intentional escape. You let him go, take him down.
Stalemate.
Spin behind by Bennett for the takedown. 4-1 lead. Gives up the escape.
16 seconds. He's got to spin around. Gets the takedown. I don't think he has enough time to let him go now. I think he should try and just get some back points here, but 8 seconds left. He should just hold on. 6-2 lead after 1 period.
All right, he got a good workout in the first period. Has a 6-2 lead. Phillipsburg's going to take down.
We're going to let him go.
Blood time.
We have a blood timeout.
Well, see, John, this is why you got to wrestle the matches, because everybody thought coming in off of Phillipsburg's close call with Absegami and Paulsboro's big win over Absegami that it would be duck soup. It's not duck soup. Matchups determine everything. You've seen 3 overtimes tonight, 2 of which went against Paulsboro. So you have to wrestle it on the mat. You can't do it on paper. People were saying Paulsboro could win by 10, 12, 14. Some people expected 25-point differential. Not when it's Phillipsburg.
Freestyle start.
Both of these teams well coached. Freestyle start again. I think Paulsboro's looking for the tech fall. If you can get the pin, great, but at least get me 5. 6-3. Bennett's just going to be physical.
Oh, the man's backing off. He can't back off. I know it's imposing his opponent, but he's got to stay in there and battle. There's Bennett.
He'll just spin around and get the takedown. And let him go. 8-4. Trying again for the takedown. .134 left. Again, Bennett and on the leg. And I guess unless he has his man turned over when he brings him down, he's just going to play the takedown game. 10-5.
That's his 5th takedown. Of course, Bennett knows all about takedowns. He wrestled one of the best last year in the state finals in that Damian Hahn. It was tech fall, which was no shame because Damian Hahn did that to many people. He's now a freshman at Minnesota, redshirting this year.
Freestyle start.
Another freestyle start.
Neutral, 1.
But Bennett could be looking.
Stalling on Roncoroni.
Stay in, you're backing out.
And what Bennett's looking for here, follow a takedown move right with a pin combination. But Roncoroni goes right to his belly.
14-7, 16-7. 51 seconds left. Let him up again, Marina says. 16-8.
Stay in, work in the center.
Another takedown. (18-8).
They go out. We'll probably see another freestyle start.
9 takedowns.
1 more this period, Marina said.
Neutral.
18-9. Takedown number 10.
20-9. Now we'll try and just keep him down. Try and get some back points. 20-9.
15 seconds to go in the period. Bennett wearing him down.
Four seconds. That'll end period number 2. Troy Bennett with a 20-9 lead.
Bennett will be down. Uh-oh. Scoreboard clock doesn't go in the double digits, so it looks like 9-0 Roncoroni when it's actually 20-9 Bennett.
There's the reversal, 22-9, 13. So this is it. He'll try and turn him if he can't let him go and go for the tech fall. He's going to decide to let him go, 22-10.
That's 12 points differential. He needs 15 for the tech fall.
Pin or tech fall doesn't matter, Votes, because no matter what, Curl still has to win.
Oh, that's absolutely.
Oh, let's go! Let's go!
1:21 left.
Takedown makes it 24-10. It's a 14-point differential.
Bennett, I think he's going to try and get the pin, and if not, let him go and get the takedown and get out of there. If the guy doesn't want to get pinned, he's not going to get pinned. All he has to do is stall, get the point called against, the match is over.
Stall.
That's it.
That's a stall. That's 1 point. That makes the tech fall
25-10.
25-10.
24-23. And just like last year, Vogue, we're going down to the heavyweight. Last year's score, 27-26, Paulsboro. 2 wrestlers coming out here with a combined record of 27-0.
22-0 for Tom Curl, 5-0 for Chauncey Levacy.
Chauncey Levacy for Phillipsburg, Tom Curl for Paulsboro.
And Chauncey Levacy wrestled in this bout last year, didn't he, John?
He did. He lost to Troy Bennett, was pinned in 54 seconds.
So Curl knows what his training partner did with Chauncey Levacy last year, and he wants to try and duplicate it. 24-23, favor of Phillipsburg. Curl with the takedown.
Early takedown for Curl, and he is tough on top. Levacy giving up 47 pounds to Curl.
Tom Curl this year, 22 wins, no losses, 54-4 in his 2-year career. He's first at Caldwell, first at Deep Creek. Last year he was first at Caldwell, first at Deep Creek. He was first in the district, first in the region, 5th in the state. 14 pins this year, 31 career pins, 4 forfeits so far this year. He's had 2 decisions. Ali Hakeem of Randolph 8-3 and Matt Baker of Sterling 9-2.
Oh, he's got Levacy in a little trouble. Fights it off.
Rushed it.
Now Curl's got to watch out. There's a reversal. We're tied at 2.
Not for long. If Curl moves, Curl's got the move. Coming out the back, trying to come out the back. Stalemate.
43 seconds left.
Curl has to win for his team to win.
There's Paul Marina. 2 straight years. Comes down to Tom Curl. Boy, he's only a sophomore. He's going to age quick. Curl active. Levacy trying to get Curl on his back.
Throwing the legs in. Curl's got to fight the legs off.
Big weight differential, 47 pounds.
Curl's in very good shape. Stalemate.
15 seconds.
Curl has to explode on the bottom. He can't let Levisay throw the legs in.
And conditioning could come in here, Votes, because we said Levisay's only wrestled 5 times. Curl has Levisay. We're going to run out of time.
Levisay kept the legs in.
Now the Phillipsburg people on their feet. They know they're in the match.
Well, Shanti Levisay is their hero for the moment. He is a senior. He's 5-0. Phillipsburg takes the defensive position. It's up to Curl to break him down and work. Two great programs, bring it right down to the 14th weight class. 24-23 Phillipsburg.
Curl did what he had to do, get over that leg.
Now he's got to work to turn his man. He can't get sloppy. He's got the leg lace in, not yet.
Levisay's got to do something on the bottom, and as soon as I say that, he's hit for stalling. Curl trying to get the arms, tie his legs in there. Once again, trying for some back points.
He wants to spin around in front. There it comes.
Oh, he's got it locked up now, folks. It's over. Curl with a pin. 5 left in the second period. Paulsboro 29, Phillipsburg 24. Once again, it went down to the wire. We're going to take a timeout. Come back. Talk to Paul Marina. Maybe some others. Stay with us. Back at Paulsboro High School, and for the second straight season, it goes down to the heavyweight. Paulsboro 29, Phillipsburg 24. Paul, some match.
You know, like I say last year, it doesn't get better than this. It was unbelievable. They came here and they wrestled. I thought Phillipsburg wrestled us tough, and there were some close matches that could have went either way. And it did in a few weight classes it went our way, and a couple weight classes at the last minute it went their way. And that's, hey, the guys that win this match are the guys that are lightweights did an excellent job. Matches that you're not sure you're going to win, you wind up winning. Matches thought we were going to actually have an advantage. We lost a few. So
all season, people said they had to build up a big lead against you guys when it came down to the end. Once again, your guys were there, your heavyweights.
Yeah, they've been there all year for us. But you know, you got these two guys here. It's the nicest thing in the world as a coach. But I just can't say enough about the effort down at the bottom. I mean, all week we stressed our lightweights, and they really wrestled with a lot of heart, and I'm very proud of them guys down there.
I think Ryan O'Hara set the tone. Last year he lost 4-0. I mean, he just put a great exhibition of wrestling on, and ever since he came back from Virginia, he's been wrestling great.
Yeah, basically what's so unique about this team is we're wrestling with 13 kids. We're giving up 6 points, and then Ryan O'Hara's got a lot of pressure to go out there and get what he can, and I think that also might inspire Ryan to do a little bit better to go out. But he's been unbelievable this year.
Okay, Paul, we're going to let you celebrate. Congratulations. Going to bring
Congratulations,
Troy and Tom in. Troy, you knew you had to win big. You didn't want to leave it up to Tom for the pin. What was your thought going into that?
Well, the coaches in the back told me go out there and just win and try to get the extra points, and that's what I did. After I saw him just clamming up on the bottom, so I just went out there and just went to work on my feet.
It's been like that the last 2 years for you guys against Phillipsburg. You guys had to come on late, and you did it again this year.
Yeah, everybody wrestled tough again, like last year. And when they got to the upper weights, we just wrestled hard and won.
The pressure coming down to the end, Troy. Last year you were second in the state, so everybody knows who you are. They know you've had a fabulous career. You're at the twilight of the career now. A disappointing football season because of the injuries, but you're really standing out on the mat, and you're really a leader with this team very quietly. You're not a shouting guy, but you had a job to do, and you went out there very methodically and did it. Set up Tom Curl for the last bout. What was going through your mind when Mendenhal was wrestling?
man, all was going through my mind was that Mendenhal just had to win that match to keep us in it still without us having to get pins, and that's what he did. And then I just went out there. I was looking for a pin, but I see he was stalling on the bottom and just teched him.
And you use those Damian Hahn moves to good use. Congratulations, Troy.
Okay, bring in Tom. Tom, you're only a sophomore. I mean, it's got to get easier than this, huh? 2 straight years.
Yeah, it's tough, but I handled it well.
Well, and the big difference, I think, John, between last year and this year is last year you couldn't wrestle how you wanted to wrestle. Last year you had to wrestle for the team. You had to go out there and just not get beat by more in the decision. This year all the weight's on your shoulders. Big difference?
Yeah, it's a big difference. I mean, last year I went into the match and I couldn't wrestle my match. I had to put everything I had on the line just for my team, and that's all. That's what I'm good for, is my team. And just today was a little different. All I had to do was just go as hard as I could, wrestle my match.
When did you feel confident? Did you feel confident at the minute you stepped out, or did you have to get a feel? Because I mean, you had 47 pounds on him. Did you know about that?
I knew he weighed in real light, and he was a 215 pounder. But I didn't get too confident until I usually go out there and feel him out first.
Was he frustrating you by throwing the legs in? I mean, it looked a little bit like on your face, a little bit of frustration, but you just calmed down, did what you had to do. Well, was that frustrating when he threw the legs in?
Yeah, it's real frustrating. I mean, Tony Chilla and Mikey Mendenhal and Troy Bennett do it to me all the time in practice, and I have a real hard time getting out of it, but I think I did okay this time.
You did excellent. Congratulations, John. I saw you do it against Apsagami and Phillipsburg last year again. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Why don't we bring Ryan in here?
Ryan!
Ryan's the guy that set the tone. Ryan, you lost last year 4-0 to this guy. What'd you do different this year?
Well, I didn't get nervous as I did last year, being that I'm a sophomore, not a freshman. And what helped me a little bit was that he lost the bridge 6-3. That got me a little pumped up, but I wasn't going to let the same thing happen that happened last year.
Well, we were saying on the air the fact that last year you were a freshman, a lot of pressure on you. You were the leadoff man last year, and you're wrestling a guy who was a junior with experience. So you lost 4-0, and it wasn't one of your greater performances. But as we mentioned, coming into the match, you have no fear this year. You're a sophomore. You're very confident out there. How far you go is just on how hard you work, and you worked very hard tonight, and was a big boost for the Red Raiders.
Sure was.
Talk about coming back from Virginia, because you've been wrestling great. You haven't lost since you come back.
Yeah, no, I think that gave me a little fire in me to losing 2 times in the Deep Creek tournament. That I think I shouldn't really lost at all there. I mean, all hard work and pays off in big matches like this.
Congratulations, Ryan.
Thank you.
There you go, Charles.
Vogue, I'll tell you what, didn't disappoint. Second straight year, went down to the heavyweight, 29-24. Paulsboro, once again, will be the #1 team in the state of New Jersey.
You can't ask for it to be decided any other way than on the mat. I think the people got a treat who are here in person. I think the people that saw it live got a treat. I think those are their VCRs who are going to tape this and keep it for posterity are going to enjoy every bout that went out there. 7-7 split, 2 great programs in the history of New Jersey, a Group 4 power, a Group 1 power, and they decided on the mat.
And what was most impressive, Vogue, a lot of underclassmen, both teams loaded with freshmen, and both put on great performances.
Well, and I think, you look at some of the scores this year. We looked at the Apsagami-Phillipsburg score and 100 Central and Phillipsburg score, and both matches very easily Phillipsburg could have they won the 100 Central match because of an untimely injury, and they won the Apsagami match because of a great a job in one of the weight classes and a great job at the end. But you look at that and you try and figure it out on paper. You can't figure it out on paper. Greg Troxel says wrestling is for wrestlers. His kids came to wrestle. Paulsboro kids came to wrestle. And you saw the end outcome today.
Vogue, it's been great work, and I'll tell you what, we had some great matches. Final score from Paulsboro High School, Paulsboro 29, Phillipsburg 24. Paulsboro, once again, the #1 team in the state of New Jersey. For John Voging, everybody at work to get this game on live or this match on live. Thanks to them. We'll see you next time.